I guess I mean, you're welcome.
Here's your host of the MonsterCast, the Straight Edge Monster Jack and Ryan.
Jey Uso is no longer Usi, and he turned on his boy Sami on Raw in what some are calling a cinematic masterpiece, which I am not.
No, I'm not.
I am not.
I don't know why the fuck people think this.
I never saw that coming. Really? He was standing there for 5 fucking minutes staring into his soul from the back of his head. You didn't think he was going to turn? Come on, man. That's like the most WWE thing ever. They waited forever to do that. As soon as he hugged him, he should have backed up and super kicked him. Why did we wait that long? That was so dumb to me.
Because they still had 4 minutes of TV left. That's why.
Yeah, well, fuck. Damn, just beat his ass then for 4 minutes. Fuck it.
Yeah,
like, that didn't make any sense. Cody was coming out anyway. Yeah. So, I didn't like it. I didn't like the explanation on Raw either. That's what I wanted to get to. His explanation was, I had to. That was his explanation. So, I'll be back because I
was fine with that.
Konami's getting into something he ain't supposed to be into. But I'm going to let you talk about that right quick. Why? You were fine with that, really?
Yeah, because the whole point of the story is that he sees that Roman Reigns is about to beat the shit out of Jimmy if he doesn't come and be like, okay, like I need to fall back in line. So he's doing it.
So you think this is obviously him going back to main event Jey eventually?
Eventually, yes, but the whole reason for him coming back and doing that was to protect Jimmy. It wasn't about not liking Sami or any of that bullshit. When he says I had to, he's saying I had to for Jimmy's sake. Because what Roman Reigns had said a couple weeks before was like, if he doesn't come back, I'm not going to blame Jey anymore. I'm going to blame you. That's why he came back. Like, that's the story they're telling. I said because
it leads into the main event Jey possibly returning after they lose the titles too. I assume what you're saying when they lose them to WrestleMania to Owens and Sami Zayn, and then they can go from there with Jey Uso to Roman. So if that's the case, do you think Cody actually loses at WrestleMania then? I've heard some people say that Triple H is really liking the possibility of Roman holding it for 1,000 days now because he's so close.
I don't know about 1,000 days. I don't think you tell that whole Cody story and not have him win it at WrestleMania, but you could, because the point of the story is not Cody wins at WrestleMania because that's what Dusty never did. The point of the story is he wins that title, and there's not like he has to do it at WrestleMania. For that to make sense now,
do you think it's not tarnished if he beats somebody else instead of Roman though, because of all the build up now? Like let's say Roman drops it to Jey instead, and then Cody beats Jey, and everybody's like, well, yeah, you beat Jey, you didn't beat Roman though. When Roman had it for fucking 900 days.
Well, Dusty never beat anybody, so there you go. I mean, who cares? The point of the story is that Dusty never had that
Dusty
belt.
beat Macho Man at WrestleMania, guy.
For the belt.
Yeah, I know, not for the belt.
Right, so that's what I'm
talking
about.
That's Dusty versus Macho Man was still a higher profile match than anything Cody's been in recently. So if he loses to Roman, then that's not better than Dusty.
The point of the story is that Dusty never had that belt, and Cody is getting that belt because Dusty never had it. It doesn't have to be at WrestleMania. It doesn't have to be against like the greatest fucking opponent on earth.
How many times does he fail though before people start turning on him because they don't want to see him finish the story anymore? Fuck this story. The story should have ended at WrestleMania. That's the other issue you're running into. You don't want that Lex Luger heat.
I'm not saying that they'll do that. I'm just saying that the point of the story has never been it has to be at WrestleMania, or it has to be against like the most unstoppable force in all of wrestling up to that point, or anything like that. It's literally just getting the belt. So I don't know. I think it does hurt the story if they don't do it, obviously. I think that you can still tell the Jey Uso story without Roman having the belt. And you could even branch out off of like Roman blaming them for all their drama and problems leading up into it being a distraction and whatever the fuck, and try to blame them and try to go after them for it. And then that finally being what breaks the entire bloodline and Jey turning and all that. So yeah, there's ways to do it without
the issue I
Roman
have
with
the I had to do it thing was when he actually turned on Raw, he just kept laying into him, talking about, so you thought I was gonna choose you, you thought I was gonna choose. Why? He should have super kicked him and then like hung his head like that's not what I wanted to do, and then come out on Smackdown and say I had to do it. That's why it was nothing personal against Sami. I had to do it because you were trying to take down my brother basically, But even then, Sammy's trying to get fucking Jimmy to fucking pull away too. So it was just weird to me. I don't like how they played that out at all.
To me, it was just like Jey understands that the only way to protect Jimmy is to fall back in line for now. Is how I
because
read
Jimmy
it,
was too dumb to fucking break off
just
with
leave.
those two.
I know.
That's what the part I don't understand. Like, what was Roman gonna do against both Usos? Nothing.
Right.
What if they take Sikoa too because he's their brother too? What is Roman gonna do against all three of them? Like, I understand the point of the story. I'm not gonna say that I don't get it. I just don't like the way that it has ended now. Like, you had this amazing story this whole time, and like most things that people do, they have a great story, and then the ending is could have been better.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of storytelling like that. Like, you look at villains in some story who are gonna hurt somebody else, so the person has to fall in line and acquiesce to what they want to not get that other person hurt. But like, literally, if everybody who hated that one dude would just get on the same page and kill him, then it wouldn't be a big deal. Like, he doesn't have the power to stop all of them, but it's just the power dynamic of that situation and that narrative. And even, throughout history, you look at like feudal lords and shit like that. It's like, listen, if all you fucking peasants literally just went and killed the dude, he wouldn't be able to do anything about it. But you're not doing it. So it's kind of the same thing to me, where it's like, you have Jey in this situation where he feels like he's saving Jimmy because Jimmy won't just leave on his own. Yeah, no, I agree though, because I feel like, and when that split happens, that's probably how it happens, is like he loses to Cody and then they realize, like, look, like you fucking lost to Cody. You're not gonna do anything to us together.
I've never understood this whole thing with leading up to that either, because every time Cody, single white male, gets into the ring with three Samoans and they back up,
they run. Yeah,
and I'm like, what? Just take them out.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. But yeah,
what I didn't like either was, and it was funny, but I thought it was funny in a stupid way. Cody gets into the ring, or no, Cody throws. God, I forget who it was. It was one of them. He throws them back into the ring, like he's throwing them back in there to go beat them up some more. Then he comes into the ring and just throws them back out of the ring. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It made no sense. But yeah, everybody that acts like this
he thought it was a TNA Reverse Battle Royal. That's what he thought it was.
Probably. Yeah, everybody that acts like this is such great storytelling or whatever the fuck. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty basic actually. And then Jay's acting in his promos and stuff they're really good sometimes, and they're very not as good other times.
No, I mean, it's a great story. It was a great story, I should say. It was a great story that they stumbled upon by accident because the fans got behind Sami. Then it turned into a fucking hilarious, funny story, and then a story that you really want to see Sami come out on top and be included in this group. Then the fucking great storytelling at the end of Royal Rumble, right? When the turn happened and Sami hit him with the chair. But now it's getting to the point where, like, fuck, y'all kind of fumbled this, honestly. And then it's not necessarily, it's not because this isn't the outcome we were expecting. It's just the way that they're telling it is not adding up.
Hey guys, did you like that video? If so, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also catch full episodes of the MonsterCast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. And you can also catch us live every Sunday on Twitch. All links in the description below, along with some sweet merch from yours truly, the MonsterCast. Deuces.